is Chloe, and I'm here to show you our 5 exercises for fitness as a sport. Our first exercise is push-ups. Our second exercise is overhead press. Our third exercise is side arm raises. Our fourth exercise is curl-ups, and our fifth and final exercise is shin touches. Let's go ahead and get started with push-ups. We have 4 different variations of doing push-ups. The first one is full. We want to go ahead and start with our palms flat on the ground and our feet fully extended out, trying to keep that butt in line with our back, and then going down as low to the ground and back up as you can, keeping that back straight, and down and up, down and up. Our second variation is modified. This time, with our palms on the ground, we want to extend those knees out to where our butt is in line with our back, keeping our lower legs on the ground. This time, going as low as you can and back up, and as low as you can and back up. Then, our third modification is wall push-ups. From here, I don't have a wall that I can show you this on due to my space limitations, but we're going to utilize this bike as if it were a wall. We want to stand as closely as possible with our elbows bent a little bit. Take 2 foot lengths back to where our body is slightly slanted, keeping those hands flat on the wall, pressing down and up and down and up. Our fourth and final modification for push-ups is seated. Sitting in a chair, bringing those arms in close to our body. We want that elbow to be in line with our waist, and we want our arms to be back towards our shoulders. From here, we're going to keep those elbows in and press out, and keeping those elbows in and come back in. So watch that elbow, it stays close to my body and presses out and then comes back in and out and in. That's push-ups, our first exercise. Our second exercise is overhead press. For this, we're going to need weights. If you don't have weights at home, that's okay. You can utilize cans, water bottles, anything that has a little bit of weight. I'm going to go ahead and use cans today. For overhead press, we want to start with our feet shoulder width apart, meaning that our toes are in line with our hips. From here, we want our arms to be in a field goal position. That means that our elbows are in line with our shoulders and our elbows are in line with our wrists. And then from here, we're going to press up as high as we can go and come back down. Press up and come back down. Making sure that each time we come back down, that our elbow is in line with our shoulder and not below. So making sure that that elbow is in line with our shoulder and not below. This can also be done seated. So sitting in a chair, keeping our back straight in that field goal position, pressing up and down, up and down. That's our second exercise, overhead press. Our third exercise is side arm raises. Again, we're going to utilize weights for this one. I'm going to use my cans again, but remember, you can use weights, cans, water bottles, anything that has a little bit of weight to it. Again, starting in that shoulder width apart position, meaning that our toes are in line with our hips, our arms hanging down by our sides with our wrists facing into our body. From here, we're going to raise our arms up to where our wrists are in line with our shoulders, and then lower back down. And raise up to where our wrists are in line with our shoulders, and lower back down. This can also be done in a seated position, making sure that you're sitting nice and tall, and then raising those arms and lowering back down, and raising and lowering back down. That is our third exercise, side arm raises. Our fourth exercise, we won't need weights. Our fourth exercise is called curl-ups. We're going to start with our first option on the ground. From here, you want your back and your head flat against the ground and your knees bent. we're going to place those arms towards our knees, and then as we reach our arms towards our knees, we're going to curl that head and back up, and then bring it back down. And raise up, and back down. Up, and back down. We have 2 additional modifications. These can be done in a chair. The first one is called captain's chair. You'll want to sit in a position where you can hold onto your chair, keep your back straight, and then lift those knees to your chest and lower back down. Lift those knees to your chest and lower back down. Lift and lower. That's captain's chair. Or you can go ahead and place that back straight against your chair, like so. Place your arms at your knees, and then slowly curl, extending those arms slightly past your knees, and bring it back up. Making sure that each time your back goes completely against the chair, curling and bringing back up. Curl and come back up. That's our final modification for curl-ups. Our 5th and final exercise is Shin Touches. Our first format is going to be on the ground. From here, raising those legs up off the ground, keeping our back and our head on the ground. We're going to go ahead and bring those arms up over our head, and then reach for our shins and lower back down. Reach for our shins and lower back down. And reach and lower. That's our first version of Shin Touches. Our second version can be done seated in a chair. From here, we're going to keep our back straight and extend our legs out as far as you can go. It's okay if they're slightly bent. If I were to extend my legs out, they wouldn't be touching the ground. So I'm just placing those heels on the ground and extending as far as I can go. Bringing those arms up over my head, and now coming and touching those shins and reaching up again. Making sure that my back is completely straight as I come up and touch and up and touch and up. Those are our 5 exercises for fitness as a sport. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your coach that's assisting you with fall season. Thanks and take care.